Caitlyn Jenner released a statement that said, "Good riddance, hashtag OJ Simpson." And I'm like, bruh, good riddance? So disrespectful. I read the funniest comment in response to Caitlyn Jenner's tweet. And they said, the person said, "You're next, Mrs. Doubtfire." And I damn near fell out of my chair. Like, I couldn't believe it. When I tell you the internet is funny.
Do it cause I said that. Fold you with your legs back. Switch it like the doggies. Pull your hair, reveal your wig cap. That's I've been on. Bust all on your skin tone. Always on that freak. Just call me when your man gone. Steady talking about how you gon' ride it like a pony. I'ma need you to come on over here and show me. Shot a Casamigo, got your body feeling haunted. Checking for your man cause that leave you lonely. Throw that back, let me show you who run it. Pulling out tricks, ain't nobody who done it. We ain't making love, you love it. Nothing else on, just to count them in the bucket.
First things first, let's talk about Allen Iverson. This statue that was unveiled outside of the 76ers training complex in Camden. And it was, it was presented that Allen Iverson was getting this statue. And I think a lot of people didn't know exactly what to expect. And I think a lot of people had higher expectations than what was revealed under that sheet. I think also too, probably why people had these expectations, because take Kobe Bryant, for instance, just had a statue unveiled outside of the crypto arena and it's larger than life. It's this huge statue. People came from all over and you're taking pictures. It's like, it's what you expect a statue to be. Iverson's, on the other hand, and we're going to show a picture of this. Look at this statue. It's not really the size that one would expect. So when they pulled the thing off, the sheet off, people was like, wait, hold on. This is a joke, right? Because when you see Iverson standing next to the statue, it's small. It's like, it's funny to see. Apparently, it's the size of all the other statues that was unveiled there. But before I get into that, I want to get into some of these responses from the internet, because the internet is going internet, right? Someone said Allen Iverson didn't get the respect he deserves with that statue, quote unquote, in Philly. They said the Sixers need to change their policy because that wasn't a statue. That was a trophy. That was hilarious because low key, it's about the size of a trophy. I ain't gonna hold y'all. Someone said, "I'm sorry, this Iverson statue," everybody putting statue in quotation marks, is up there with the Sean Taylor mannequin. It's just highly lazy and not at all a representation of this man's legacy in Philly. Someone else says, "Salute to AI, but that was disrespectful." Someone else said, "Nah, why is Allen Iverson's statue miniature?" Someone else said Allen Iverson was totally disrespected by the 76ers organization with this little statue when he is a great giant. And they call Iverson the answer. And someone said more like must have been a quick question. Nah, I'm weak over here because the internet, y'all some comedians, high key and low key. Someone said it must have been a quick question. All right, let me get myself together. Someone said, "What is this? A statue for ants?" Yikes. Someone said AI should step over that statue like Ty Lue. But yeah, it's the same size as other statues in that area. There are other Iverson, I believe, is the 10th person. The 10th person to receive this statue at what they call the Legends Walk is located in front of the training complex in Camden. Charles Barkley has one with Chamberlain, Julius Erving, Maurice Cheeks, Moses Malone, Billy Cunningham, Hal Greer, Bobby Jones, Dolph Skays, and now Iverson. Given that it's the same size as the other statues, it's like, all right, I get it. But or First Look. It's like not the man that like damn near invented the crossover, not the man who like had a whole hairstyle named after him. If you know, you know. They could have gave him a bigger one, but hey, it is what it is. I'm sure Alan appreciates it, but the internet is going internet. So here we are. Let me know what y'all think. Should it have been bigger? Is it okay because all of the statues are that size? Let me know in the comments. We're going to move on. What else hot in these blogs? Your man 45, aka the previous occupant of the White House, made a pit stop at a Chick-fil-A in Atlanta. He was on his way to a fundraiser, and they organized this pit stop at this Chick-fil-A for a photo op. You know, your man's DT isn't doing anything for the people. It isn't going to be anything unless it's beneficial to him. There's this long-standing debate about whether Black people support him or not, and I guess he feels what better way to prove that than to stop by a Chick-fil-A where I think almost every employee in this particular Chick-fil-A is Black, is in a predominantly Black area. And hey, what better way to get a photo op with these people in here? He bought a bunch of milkshakes and handed them out, and the stop had mixed reactions. I definitely was looking at one person in particular, this woman who was like losing her itche, that's Pig Latin if you don't know, for like seeing him. And it's like, oh my God, like she said something like, I don't care what the media say, like Black people support you. And I'm looking at her like, speak for yourself, groupie, because what? Like, say I support you. Like, and then he's like, come here, come give me a hug. And she hugs him and she's like, Mama, I made it. And it's like, you're embarrassing. Secondhand embarrassment if I've never seen it before. And it's like, I guess. But yeah, it's a little cringe to say the least. Plies has something to say about this, and I couldn't agree more. He said, dear Black America, especially men, if Trump can win you over with milkshakes, chicken, or gold shoes, you just as stupid as he thought you was. God bless. Is that what he said? Like I said, that man is not doing anything unless it's beneficial to him. And that's just what it is. People talking about this whole stimulus check and idea, forgetting the fact that he was against the stimulus check at first and even held it up in the beginning because he wanted his name to be signed on the checks. And I guess it worked because everybody believes it came straight out of his bank book or whatever. Like, but I don't know. I don't know what else to say. But yeah, that happened. I'm still waiting for these trials to start, but I ain't even going to get into that. That's the only thing that's going to stop that train right now. We need them trials to start. Fannie Willis, where you at? He was right in your town. Pull up. Now we're going to move on. What else we talking about? J. Cole has done something that you rarely see when it comes to hip hop, especially hip hop rap beefs, when it comes to throwing jabs and taking shots. He apologized to Kendrick Lamar for putting out a reply diss song to Kendrick, and it got mixed reactions. Some feel like Cole was being the bigger man, and it takes, balls to be able to, do that. And some other people is looking at it like, what? Like, who apologizes in rap beefs? Like, somebody said, how you apologizing and you got hit first? It's funny. But it kind of started where it depends who you ask. Some people say it started with J. Cole. Him and Drake did a song together. I think it was in a couple months ago, and it was called First Person Shooter. And I don't think this was really a diss, but some people think this was like the kickoff to it. But in the song, y'all tell me if y'all feel this was a diss or not. He says, "Love when they argue the hardest MC. Is it K Dot? Is it Aubrey or me? We the big three, like we started the league, but right now I feel like Muhammad Ali." That was the line. I feel like that was giving Kendrick props and naming him, Kendrick, and Drake as being the top dogs, but also saying he feel like the champ, the greatest. What's so wrong about being named top three? But I guess Kendrick didn't see it that way. So Kendrick, just like last week, released this song. I think it's on Future's album, Future and Metro Boomin. It's called Like That. And Kendrick said, he said, F sneak dissing, first person shooter. I hope they came with 3 switches. He said, mother F the big 3. N-word is just big me. There's a lot more. I'm just reading one line. There's a lot more that was said. And a lot of people was just like waiting with like bated breath, like, who's going to be the first to say something? Everyone's waiting for Drake to respond. Drake it's been crickets over there. I guess, I don't know if he's working on a response or if he's just like letting it go or what, but everyone's waiting for Drake to respond. But J. Cole was like, hold my beer. And he stepped right up, and J. Cole released this surprise album. It's called Might Delete Later, which he actually did. I'll tell you in a second what that means. And it was a song, I forget the name of the song. It was called like seven something. But he went in on Kendrick. And then he had his Dreamville Festival, this annual festival he does in North Carolina. Is this huge deal. And he got on the stage, and I guess wasn't sitting right with him. So he decided to apologize, and he said he felt terrible. He said he damn near had a relapse. He said, that was the lamest ish I ever did in my effing life. I want to say right now. He said, how many people think Kendrick Lamar is one of the greatest MFers to ever touch a microphone? Dreamville, y'all love Kendrick Lamar, right? As I do. I just want to come up here and publicly be like, that was the lamest, goofiest ish. And the album title lived up to his name, because if you search right now, that song is no longer available on that album. So he deleted it later. I don't know. Do y'all feel he should have apologized? I think it didn't sit well with him. You know, if something doesn't sit right in your spirit, then by all means, you got to clear that up. So I respect him for doing it, for sure, because it just didn't sit right with him. It's not on some, he's like scared of Kendrick in any way and what Kendrick would have replied with or nothing like that. This felt personal, and it felt like him doing the inside work of, it's not really me. Like, I should have never did it. I think he felt pressure from the people. He even said it on the stage. He felt pressure from like the people around him and everybody looking like, yo, what you gonna do? What you gonna say? And he succumbed to that, and he did a response. And so, yeah, I respect it. I don't know. Do y'all respect it? Like, we'll see if what Kendrick says to this. It'll be something if Kendrick still responds and goes in on him, or if Kendrick just like, all right, I respect it too. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that. But definitely a first in rap beef. I say, I don't know, with someone apologized after putting out a diss record. But fat shouts to J. Cole. J. Cole is definitely one of them ones. 7 Minute Drill is the name of the song. I couldn't think of it for nothing. But yeah, 7 Minute Drill is the name of J. Cole's song, where he responded to Kendrick's Like That song. And You could probably find it on YouTube or something, but it's definitely not on any streaming platforms anymore because he deleted it. But yeah, like I was saying, J. Cole is definitely one of them ones. Kendrick is one of them ones as well. So it'd be dope to see them more so like collab. I think they worked together in the past, but you know, get back to that. And yeah, more of this. What y'all say? We're gonna get ready to move on. Last but not least for today, and it also is gonna tie into my what blows my for the week. We lost a legend, OJ Simpson. Regardless of how you feel about him and how infamous he may have been, your man's broke records. He did some things. He definitely was one of them ones when it came to, at least in the early parts of his career, when it came to football and even like just the accomplishments that he was able to achieve. On the 11th, his family put out a statement saying that on the 10th, which was the day before, it says, on April 10th, our father, Orenthal James Simpson, succumbed to his battle with cancer. He was surrounded by his children and grandchildren. During this time of transition, his family asks you, please respect their wishes for privacy and grace. Signed, the Simpson family. Sidebar, that was my first time ever knowing that this man's name. I always just knew OJ. I was today years old when I learned his name was Orenthal James. Was it just me? Was I the only one out the loop? I'm sure I knew it, but it was one of them things where I'm like, did I know he had cancer? Like that was kind of a shock to me too. I was like, dang, he had cancer. And I probably knew he did. I probably heard it, but it's one of them things that I probably forgot about it. You know, cancer sucks. But yeah, OJ, he was a legend. At the end of the day, he got like all of our attention. Well, not ours, I wasn't born yet, but he got America's attention when he was playing for USC, University of Southern California. He was playing for the Trojans, and he was the game's best running back, tallied 33 touchdowns. As a junior in 1967, he was the runner-up for the Heisman Trophy. And then he ended up winning the Heisman the following year in 1968. That was his second and final year at USC. He went on to play professionally for the Buffalo Bills in 1969. And he was a superstar for the team. He ran over 2,000 yards, which stood as a record for more than a decade. And he won NFL's Most Valuable Player Award. And he was in the top 5 in MVP voting 3 other times as well. And he had the nickname the Juice because, you know, he had the juice. And he ended up taking his talents from the field to endorsements. He was in Hearst commercials. He ended up starring in movies. He was in Roots, a few other films. He was a big deal. OJ was one of them ones. And of course, we have this case that kind of like came through and like overshadowed all of that. It was what they called it, like the trial of the century or something like that. Everyone knows about it. The Bronco, the chase, the glove. Johnny Cochran said, if it doesn't fit, you must acquit. Like this was like known, a big deal, a known case, a known trial, known all around the world. And that kind of overshadowed a lot of his legacy. And then they ultimately ended up getting him because, you know, they couldn't get him for that. So they had to get him another way with the whole robbery situation where someone stole his memorabilia and he ended up going to take it back, ended up being sentenced to like 33 years or some wild number like that for taking his own stuff back. Can't tell me that wasn't just retaliation, like, oh, we couldn't get you then. We're gonna get you now. We're gonna slap the book on you for stealing. 33 years for that. That was wild to me when that happened. But RP to Juice, OJ Simpson. And I said earlier, this is gonna tie into what blows mine for this week, and it's the way the media has been reporting on OJ's passing. Like, I don't think I've seen anyone, with the exception of our very own Stacey, with her reporting on it. I don't think I've seen anyone report on his legacy and his accomplishments. If you go to youtube.com/Hampton Blue, you can see Stacey's report on OJ, and everybody in mainstream media, they all want to focus on Nicole Simpson and the trial. And I think one of the headlines read something like the most infamous moments of OJ Simpson. And it's like, this man just lost his life, and this all y'all want to focus on? Was that all he was? Like, damn the Heisman, damn the records, all of that. Just like, it was all about the trial. It was all about Goldman and his statement, and everything was on the negative when I looked at the news about OJ. I didn't see not one bit of coverage about anything positive. Everything was about the negative sides of him, and it blew mine. It's like, come on. Despite it all, your man was acquitted of the crime at the end of the day. Why are we still talking about that now that he's passed away? Like, y'all wasn't talking about that yesterday and the day before, so it clearly wasn't that important for it to still be at the top of y'all mind. But now all of a sudden, he passed away. It's all trial. Nicole, like, come on. Have some respect at the end of the day. These people are gone. These people, not only it's tragic what happened to his legacy, it's also tragic what happened to Nicole. We don't know who did it, whether you believe he did it or didn't do it, whatever. We don't know that. They got kids, you know, that still has to relive that over and over. They lost their dad at the end of the day. Like, it's a lot. And for the media to focus solely on that, I got to do better. I'm hearing Roland Martin did a good take on his legacy as well. Yeah, we need more of that, because mainstream media, let them tell it. OJ was a man who got away with murder, and that's it. Let them tell it. And his career, his life is bigger than that. So yeah, that blew mine. Also, Caitlyn Jenner released a statement that said, "Good riddance, hashtag OJ Simpson." And I'm like, bruh, good riddance? So disrespectful. I'm like, Caitlyn must feel a way about the rumored romance between OJ and Chris. That's the only thing I could think of, because it's like, they was smashing and you mad, you upset. Like, so now you want to talk about some good riddance? Like, disrespectful. I read the funniest comment in response to Caitlyn Jenner's tweet. And they said, the person said, "You're next, Mrs. Doubtfire." And I damn near fell out of my chair. Like, I couldn't believe it. When I tell you, the internet is funny. Stand-up comedians all across the comment section. I got called Mrs. Doubtfire is hilarious. Someone said even Marcia Clark kept it respectful, sending condolences to his family. You have to. But yeah. So yeah, that blew mine. RIP to OJ Simpson. And your legacy will live on despite all of the negativity that came about in the 90s. Yeah, I think that's going to conclude what's hot in the blogs for this week.
Do it cause I said that. Fold you with your legs back. Switch it like the doggies. Pull your hair, reveal your wig cap. That's I've been on. Bust all on your skin tone. Always on that freak. Just call me when your man gone. Steady talking about how you gon' ride it like a pony. I'ma need you to come on over here and show me. Shot a Casamigo, got your body feeling haunted. Checking for your man cause that leave you lonely. Throw that back, let me show you who run it. Pulling out tricks, ain't nobody who done it. We ain't making love, we you love it. Nothing else on, just